Hi, how's it going? Main question, topic today, are you too old to start drawing? Okay, I'm going to talk about this really quickly, not too long, all right? At the very end, I'm going to give you kind of a tip for you to kind of use if you're in doubt, okay? If you're in doubt, you're not sure, I'll tell you at the end of the video. So the short answer is, in general, you're never really too old to learn a new skill. I mean, unless that skill is physically arduous, right? I wouldn't learn skateboarding at 80 years old, but if you feel like you're healthy enough, do it. Um, this is nothing like that. This is not a physical skill. This is literally, I mean, the only physical skill is really the way you move your hand and stuff like that. Um, but realistically, you have all the benefit to learn this at any age you want, right? That's a limiting belief that people have, that you cannot learn anything after a certain age. When you learn something when you're younger, obviously your mind is more flexible and you got a lot of time, right? You maybe just have school. I guess you might have homework, but when you get into the world of working and you have to get a job, time goes out the window. It's harder to find the time and energy to do stuff. But when you're, a kid, you kind of absorb things like a sponge, and if you're drawing from a very young age, you're probably going to pick it up a little bit quicker, right? Or you're going to have at least years of dabbling, right? Years of sketching on your own in order to kind of use that to become a serious artist, right? A whatever direction you want to go in. Um, I started at about 18, I would say. 18. I keep saying 17, 18, or 19. I don't remember the exact age. I wasn't in high school, though, so it's probably 18 or 19. That's when I first started to draw in general. I mean, like, really be trained. I didn't really scribble much in school either. So I always just say that's the firm start. About 19 years old, that's when I started. Around 21, I was able to actually start working. So that was 2 years of pushing it pretty hard. What did I do different? The main thing I did, as far as from my end goes, and not everyone has to do this, I drew 8 hours a day, every day, because I had nothing to do, right? I had classes, but the homework wasn't that hard. I had my, general college. Again, the homework wasn't really that hard. And I had all day, and I was a very quiet person, by the way. I didn't go out a lot. I didn't have a lot of friends. So a lot of it was just sitting there, drawing, doing my craft, and trying to learn this thing in a systematic way. But the biggest thing was I didn't get any hangups because I didn't identify myself as an artist yet, right? I think when you start getting into something and you don't really know exactly what you're doing and you see yourself as just a pure beginner, you take all these cool improvements in stride and you don't put your ego in it ever. And right from the beginning, I was critiqued pretty hard. And it wasn't like terrible. People didn't make me cry or anything of that sort. But from the beginning, you're getting critiqued every step of the way. I'm doing something, they're like, okay, you got to make the head like this, you got to do like this. Where, let me say a story real quick. Before I found the school that I trained at, proper school, I was in a small art class in like right out the beginning in college, like early 18, I guess. And I took it for a semester and I didn't like it. That's how I found this other school. But in this traditional junior college, the teacher didn't know how to draw. She didn't know much about anything. She was just there to pass the time or whatever. And I'm not saying every junior college teacher is bad, because there's some junior college teachers that are amazing um, for art. But for this one, she didn't know how to draw. She didn't know how to teach us. People were asking her. People were begging her, teach us how to shade or teach us something cool. She couldn't do it. She had no idea how to do it. Uh, Her ego was out of control too. She thought she was the best artist, but her stuff was really mediocre to not great at all. And when I went there, all we did was like draw some boxes, which is important, by the way. But she didn't give us the context of why we draw these boxes. We did a few exercises through the semester, and you get out of there and you're no better than you were when you went in at all. I was still confused, and I was like, "What is happening? Nobody knows what they're doing." This woman didn't know what she was doing. I I was pretty lost until I found my other school. But something I saw a lot in that junior college was when you critique stuff, people get butthurt, right? People get really upset when you critique stuff. That's not what critique is. Critique isn't, how do you say? Critique isn't an attack on you as a person, but a lot of people saw it that way. A lot of people saw it as like they're putting their soul out there, putting themselves out there, and they would attach that stuff to their identity. And you don't want to do that. Don't attach what you draw to your identity, at least right away. Especially when you're at the beginning. The beginning, your only identity should be, I am learning, I am a sponge, and I will be here as, just learning a new skill, and that's it. That's what I did in that other school. I was kind of like, okay, I am going to learn this skill. I am learning, I am doing this, oh cool, and I never took it personally. At the 2 year mark, when I actually got pretty good, I was all of a sudden it's attached to me. I'm an artist. I see myself as better than your average Joe, which at drawing I was, but when you attach it to this, every bad drawing you do hurts you. And there's going to be bad drawings no matter what level you are. There's going to be bad drawings. But whenever I did a bad drawing, it was like, ugh, it hurts me. It's like I'm attacking myself. It's like it hurts my soul. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's strong. That's a strong phrase. You don't want to be in that position. Don't attach yourself to the outcome that strongly, especially, I would say, in the first year or two. But when you get in there and you start learning, if you get that frame of mind, that's going to help you more than anything else. Okay? Like, you can't see yourself. This is what I've noticed. It kind of goes back to when you're older, let's just say you're in your late 50s, and you want to start this. You kind of see yourself, you give yourself that reason to not be good. You'll just say, oh, I'm not good. Like, I can't learn this at an old age. Old people don't learn. Older people don't learn. This is a learn. When you say that over and over again, you're going to prove yourself correct. The truth is, you just got to, it sounds dorky, but the mindset has to be, oh, okay, I'm learning a new skill like anything else. Just like I'm learning a new, program or something. Or just like you're learning a new sport or a new board game. That's just the way you look at it, and that's it. And don't attach your identity to it, at least for the first year. That's my opinion, and I would think that that's perfect. Anyways, I don't know what your opinion is. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think, hey, you're too old and you just can't learn nothing, at some point? Or do you think, you can learn anything at any point? Because I have had students that were like in their late 50s and even early 60s, 2 years from that point on, and they were really good in 2 years. So